All right, and we are live here with some South American Division 2, the summer tour of Tour 3 for DPC. I'm the Math Magician. I'm here with Astini, and we got ourselves some good games on the docket here. So tell me, how much do you know about these two teams? Because I know, again, you're the expert. You've played with these guys.
Yeah, so Balrogs they come from Division 1. So they went open qualifiers Division 2 straight to Division 1 and now they dropped to Division 2. And on the other hand, you have Curitiba, which basically also dropped from Division 1, which it was the APU King of Kings team. They have some changes on their lineup. They changed the offlaner, Heiko, coming from SG Esports. And on the mid lane, they have Guts, which is Mr. Jeans. And he's basically on the spot of Mini, that was the mid laner, but now Mini is doing the hard carry. So they
Oh.
replaced, basically they had this role swap to replace Benny as the hard carry. And that's the first match ever of Coritiba Esports under this name tag. Basically, Coritiba is a soccer club in Brazil, pretty huge.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And they started investing in esports. Dota 2 is one of the first games they're entering, and so this is their first match ever.
Ah, okay. So a testing opener for them then. Having role swaps like that, going from carry to the safe lane, or sorry, from mid lane to the safe lane. That's usually like one of the easier swaps, right? It's easier to turn a mid laner into a carry rather than a carry to a mid laner.
Yeah, because you already have that, let's say, core player sense that you need to hit creeps. You need to play a bit safer. You die means a lot. And Mini, he was a really good mid laner, but he had a very peculiar hero pool.
Okay.
So he would love to play Monkey King, for example, which is a good safe laner. And he would play like Bloodseeker against Invoker. He had some special matchups he liked. So those heroes, he already has knowledge of the heroes.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it gets easier to add heroes on top of that. You've seen like Balrogs, they banned the Monkey King. I guess that's the ban against Coritiba because
Yeah.
it's Mini best hero on the mid lane. You would expect it's also his best hero as a hard carry, and pretty decent against the DK Mirana lane. You're always gonna have the stacks against DK.
Ooh, okay. Wow, with the instant, so they pick up the Pango, they instant ban the Bloodseeker, not going to have that counter against them. And yeah, I definitely understand them banning out the Monkey King, because that could probably also flex your 4 role, right? So you either give the carry one of his best heroes as he swaps to a new role, or you get that potential flex. I'm sure the DK versus Monkey King, you love being a Monkey King in that matchup as well, so totally understand that ban. But how do you like these openers then? You have a Jakiro Pango. Pango on 8 is really strong. Bloodseeker already banned out. I imagine we might even see a Grim ban on one of these as well.
I would expect them to ban the green. I just don't know how I feel about the Jakiro. It's, let's say, new to see this hero as a first pick. I don't know if the hero, let's say, deserves this pick priority. But I'm pretty curious of what they're gonna do with this Jakiro. Seems like a Jakiro 5. Pangolier can be played on mid lane, off lane, so pretty decent flex pick. I just think they need some save for this Mirana Arrow combo, or they need a really strong safe laner here. Otherwise, this lane can turn into a disaster. Of course, Jakiro has a strong lane, but a hero offers 0 in regards to saving a hero, right? So
Yeah.
if you get arrowed, like if you get stunned by the DK, you're gonna get arrowed, you're gonna die.
Yeah, no, it's really weird because Jakiro 5 doesn't feel like it has that like oomph of a 5 pick. Like, you only have 4 bans to start out the game. Usually, Tiny, Pugna, even Caudle sometimes had been that like 5 pick that you're like, man, I wish we didn't have to give them that. But Jakiro, you're looking at 6-7, you're like, fine. I think we can answer this. And I think the Mirana DK is a perfectly fine answer for it. Stun into the arrow is always going to feel good versus the Jakiro. Pango does feel like a stronger 8 pick though. And I guess, as you're saying, if they have one save to round it out, then this Mirana DK combo all of a sudden becomes much less potent. Would you want them to do something like maybe an ABBA and flex the Pangolier into like a 4 roll, or do you really want to see this Pango on core?
I like see the Pango on core. I guess the hero is still very strong. With the patch changes, has been a bit nerfed, but it's a hero that he does a lot by getting early items. So he gets like a diffusion blade very early on, and he can do a lot with items. So I like the idea of having some farm priority. And they didn't ban the green stroke. Basically, like they asked to play against a green stroke. It feels like.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you love having a Grimstroker in your lineup right now. He clears waves. He offers that extra oomph on the lockdown for your DK. You could link two people for a Dragon Tail, or even just giving that Inkswell to your DK as he jumps in. Like, that seems so good for you right now. And versus the Pango, of course, locking someone in with the roll. Pango basically has to roll on his own. You can't pick any more follow-up for the roll in Thunder, or else you're just going to get locked in together.
Yeah, feels really bad to be this Pangolier now. But again, you usually don't throw him to support, especially when he gets countered, because if you get like a linking sphere, then you're having a game. So the idea when you get countered as Pangolier is actually to give him more priority, so he can have like an early Lotus Orb or Linkens, and then he's gonna have a good game.
Okay.
But they need some sort of hero that also jumps together with this Pangolier. They need, I'd say, another kind of blink stun. Mars is open. Even like Heiko, he loves to play something like a Spirit Breaker as 3.
Okay.
But I would say Mars feels better here.
Yeah. Mars, I know their change was like, I think 3 base damage out of the Mars in the last patch. So a little bit weaker of a laner, but definitely still, you know, Blink Arena Sphere is going to do the same thing it always has. And oh, they go for the Spectre, so opting to jump in on the Mirana and the Grimstroke on the backline, and then they offer some heal. I tell you, after reading the patch notes and seeing that duration halved on healing salves, healers at the pause 5 roll feel a lot more strong.
Yeah, feels like the Trinket healing the Spectre can give a lane. You don't have that kind of save for the combo, but you have some healing on top of that, and you have a very strong laner. He's gonna zone out the Mirana or the DK. That means the Jakiro is 4, I believe. I guess there's like a small ward where he's like mid laner or off laner. And they have some really good like team fight AoE spells on like every hero.
Oh, yeah.
So when everyone press R on Coritiba side, they should feel really happy. I guess with the BKB change on cooldown, it means that you have like less team fights because you cannot fight like every 75 seconds. You need to fight every 90. If I recall correctly, the changes. 75 to 90, yes. So basically, they have this strong team fight on cooldowns. The thing is, if like can Balrogs just run at them? So Balrogs, they need like a fast tempo lineup. They need heroes that can play together with the DK, Mirana, and get kills. Void Spirit is a really good hero in that sense. But I'd say they even need like a carry that plays the early game.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely see what you're saying, because like you look at like your big team fight time, it's gonna be your haunt and your roll, and there's kind of like your macro pyre and your overgrowth as well from the Train Protector. But on Balrogs, like, you know, they're gonna arrow you with after the DK stun, and they're gonna jump on you with Void Spirit. Like, that's not the same cooldown at all, and you can keep running that through. I'd say honestly the only real cooldowns you're looking at, right, is like maybe your ulti from DK to take towers, or maybe your Mirana with ganking power on her ultis, but not necessarily like team fights that you're really dependent on from Coritiba. So I definitely see that. And what carries, I mean, Monkey King was one of the first ones banned out. It would have fit perfect if you're kind of looking for that to be like an early timing carry. But is there anything else that you're maybe looking at that, you know, does well against the Spectre, but also has like this earlier one, you know, and a different patch Slark may have come to mind?
Yeah, the one that comes to my mind is actually Slark. Like, it's really good.
Really? Let's go. Same page, man. Same page.
I'd say there's a small chance you go for Ursa, but you're gonna really lack the siege damage. I know you have like DK with the siege, but you can go something to counter Pangolier, like a Faceless Void, but then it's like slower tempo.
Yeah, I guess that's the weirder part, where like you can opt into just like with your last pick out late them if you really want to try and get like the uber late carry, but I always feel like it's really dangerous. I definitely agree. Like, if you can just like run a fast timing with already basically 4 heroes that have a fast timing on your lineup, it feels better to have that sort of synergy. But they get rid of the PA. Alchemist has been a little more popular. Centaur started off. His stun got buffed up in the last patch, so it's up to about 2 seconds, up to 3 now. So I love the hero, but is this abusable at all in the offlane?
Yeah, and it's a hero that also plays together with the Pangolier. That's the sort of initiation they needed. They needed one Blink Stun to play with the Pangolier. I guess they're right on having the Pango on mid, having more priority, and picking an offlaner. I'd say I feel still a bit more comfortable with Mars, but seems pretty decent, the Centaur. The thing is, like, Green Stroke kind of counters you, because no matter, like, if you have a great move speed, if you're a leech, it's not gonna be the greatest team fight. And okay.
I don't know if that's especially late game, but, you know, Wraith King has been known, you know, you go for your Armlet, Deso, Blink especially, you can have an earlier timing on the map, but he still has a good amount of oomph as he gets towards the late game. So I think it's kind of a nice halfway point, right? Like, you're not necessarily going out at 15 minutes and killing other heroes, but you will have fun to participate in team fights, especially by your tower, and then snowball the map after the first Roche.
Yeah, I like the pick because I think they were missing the carry that plays early tempo, and Wraith King, you can really enter in the game really soon. You just build like a Mortician and you're super strong. You have like 2k HP and 2 lives, and you can start taking towers. You go for an early Desolator, which helps taking towers, taking Roche. They have a good Aegis carry together with him. It's really good to have an Aegis on Void Spirit. You can play like crazy initiation if you have that second life. And it's a hero that builds Silver Edge. So that's also something on top. You definitely need to break the passive of this Spectre to kill her. So on that sense, super good. I'm just afraid he won't have the best of the lanes. Because Jakiro Centaur seems very strong lane against the Wraith King.
Yeah, Jakiro always feels like a really good laner. No matter where you put him, that's always like the hardest thing. Even whenever you have him in a countered matchup, like he just will always dual breath you. He could honestly in this lane, do you see him going something like maybe like maxing dual breath and really pushing forward the damage in the lane? Since he already has a really long stun on the Centaur, just like that stun power is just too powerful, you think?
Yeah, I think you max dual breath, but I haven't seen Jakiro for so like lately, so I don't know which choice Hannes is gonna go for, but it does make sense. Yeah. So you have a lot of damage input. You also, with that move slow, you can kite so much the Wraith King. It's pretty hard for the Wraith King, like, to find targets. Not only the lane is gonna be hard, but the game itself. Like, he really needs that BKB dagger, something like this. Or, again, he needs his team really snowballing and having no space for Coritiba to gather as 5 and pull off a 5 versus 5 team fight. Because when Hound's up, Coritiba is going to be winning the team fights no matter what they do. So they need to keep fighting and fighting and fighting to get Coritiba off guard with their cooldowns.
And with that, a game number 1 here. Balrogs versus Coritiba, and yeah, I think that there's a little bit to be said about this, like, really late game or not late game, I guess, like team fight timing. Press your ultis, and it's just so hard to fight these engagements anymore. But do you think that, you know, with this early-ish, like, kind of hybrid lineup, you're saying the Wraith King might not have a good game or a good lane? And oh wait, no, they might actually get the first blood here. Lasol, he is so slowed up, and with all that damage, look at the hits from the Tree Protector, and they're able to give the first blood to Mini, going into the safe lane, switching roles, and first blood right off the bat. That is exactly what you want to see to get your carry on board.
Yeah, and that's very typical of this team, that they get first blood. I guess they're the best team that you'd say they are gonna get the first blood, because Nuages, Seren, he loves playing that trend, and they love starting with 3 heroes on the same lane, and they're gonna go again for the DK.
Goodness. If he dies the second time here, it's disastrous. They have another slow with the overguard, the arrow. Tree Protector will tank it here. They've got a good amount of slow. Maybe he can get under the tower, but the body blocks, not enough. He will get away on Lasol. A good effort, but they don't end up getting that second blood.
Yeah, but it's super good that the Jakiro stayed this extra wave. So they already forced the healing salve from the DK. He's having a really bad game.
Yeah, no, that's a very rough start for them. I guess the only thing that you can really hold is that, this Jakiro doesn't have any mana regen on him right now. So he doesn't have any more dual breaths to offer for a little while. And he's only got a salve queued up, so it might not have any mana regen for a good bit.
Yeah, and Heiko just lost his crew here, so this lane seems a bit weird because of the overcommit of Jakiro. Maybe because he went for boots, he could cross the map instead of like wasting the mana on
TP.
TP and so on.
Yeah.
But it just feels weird to have like a first item boots on Jakiro.
Yeah, you're already so good at kiting, right? Like, you're already probably going to be faster than them just because they're always hit with the dual breaths, though. But now, instead, it looks like he's going to do the natural way to gain his mana back. He will go back to the base. Good kill going to 555.
Yeah, he get that free TP back to the lane. The cooldown is almost the same as the respawn. He just needs to wait 5 seconds in the base. But it's a bit scary that if this Wraith King have a good lane, that's all they need for the snowball. It's really a lot on the Wraith King shoulder to carry this game, and he needs to have a decent lane, which he might have problems having it. With this kill, things starts better for Balrogs.
Absolutely. I mean, you were saying, like, Wraithkin has a rough lane. All of a sudden, like, this lane is a super uncertainty. But now, Helm of Iron Will, only about 400 gold away. Not very far from at all. And we're not seeing any real pressure from the Centaur. Another thing is that, Jakiro did go 101. So there's no double stuns you really have to worry about. I think this Grimstroke is going to be able to put in some decent damage as well. So I don't know. We'll see. Would you like to see like an early jungle from the Wraith King and maybe let the Grimstroke take the lane a bit? Or do you think that now that they have this little advantage, maybe they can let Benny stay here until like, 9 or 10 minutes?
I think it comes to a point that you just farm faster in jungle as a Wraith King. Now that the jungle is a bit buffed, you need more levels. But I believe when you're 6, 7, you're already happier being the jungle. And also it's good for the Greenstroke because he can shove waves really easily. He can sit behind tower, and they can annoy a lot Coritiba by holding this tower for so long, because Coritiba with a Spectre and Pangolier, they really like the siege damage. Centaur is a good hero on the offlane to do tower damage, but the rest of the lineup, they really lack this tower damage. So Greenstroke can just like hold forever and ever. And he already got 1 kill, so he can get some items, Ether Lens, to help him find a Pangolier, even a Blink Dagger, depending the way they want to play.
Ooh. Yeah, no, I mean, World is his oyster for sure. And I think that Shard is probably going to be good in this game just because he has the initiators of the, 3 of them, right? Like the Dragon Knight, the Void Spirit, and the Wraithkin are all going to want to go in and start fights. So would you like to see a Shard on this a little early, or do you think like Blink just to help his team start fights is the way to go?
No, I think Shard does make more sense. It's the, let's say, default build for the hero, especially when you're position 5, because you don't have that much gold. Like, and it feels cheaper than a Force Staff or a Glimmer Cape, and basically it does more than those items. And I guess as a position 5, going for the dagger would be really greedy, but it really depends like how free he gets this lane. Because if he gets this lane just holding for 12 minutes the tower, then he becomes like a position 4 or 3 in farm. This hero can farm so much.
Yeah. Let's see. We also have a mid lane matchup here: the Pangolier versus Robo Z on the Void Spirit. I know with that Null Talisman change where now it's the max mana. Not gonna mind building maybe one of them on the Void. Probably not gonna stack any more of them. But so far it's even CS in the mid lane. Do you see this eventually turning towards one hero or the other? Both seem kind of mobile. I'd expect them to see them ganking a bit.
They're gonna trade farm to the 6-minute rune. That's what I feel like. And when you have the 6-minute rune, the supports will come to the mid lane, and then that's where kills are gonna happen. This is something that Coritiba, they are really good at. It's basically their like play style that they would gather not only as 3, sometimes they gather as 4 in the mid lane. And the heroes that Noages plays are really good for those clash on mid lane. Like Trend Protector can do so much. He can even like tank the tower for a few hits, help do some damage with a catapult. The Spectre can join. She won't have 6, but they are crazy in colliding heroes on mid lane. Like,
Okay.
don't be surprised if you see like a Centaur TPing on that mid fight.
Okay, so it's gonna be a mid lane war in about 6 minutes. I'll be excited for that.
Yeah, if they didn't change their playstyle, which I
That's true.
believe they didn't, because also like Guts, Mr. Jeans, he loves fighting. He's a very like active player. He wants to see things happening in the map. I've coached the guy for a while. He's pretty proactive in
Gods.
finding good initiations, good team fights. He just wanna fight, burst heroes, like play this type of heroes like Pangolier. He was playing like Sand King mid when the hero was like metal mid. A lot of Tiny, Puck, so heroes that you can just keep chasing heroes and team fights.
Okay. And then I guess the only lane left. God, I hope the Grimshow connects by onto this one. But Mini on the Spectre, Serum. We already saw them get a few good hits. But Blona likely going to trade well in this lane. Only one armor on the Tree and Protector. So as long as they don't get really caught out, I'd actually see them probably. They can turn and kill the Treant, right? Like with the solo stunning into the arrow. Do you think they'll have a chance to maybe get some return kills in this lane, or do you think that like first blood on Mini was just too powerful? Maybe they can't come back and dominate the lane anymore.
I think they will mostly be focused on using the Dragon Tail on the Spectre and denying the range creeps. I
Okay.
guess it makes more sense than to spend all your resources on killing a position 5 that he's gonna like TP back.
Okay.
And Spectre has some trouble getting less hits. The hero doesn't have that much of a base attack damage. And Trent, he doesn't really have a spell to secure the range creep. So if you just keep using Dragon Tail on the Spectre, you can deny so many creeps. I guess that's the best approach here. And then if the Spectre goes too greedy, you try to kill her. But you kind of try to ignore the Trink Protector. You can't, totally, right? Because he's going to be chasing you. He has the Wing Lace to get more move speed than the Mirana. But you try to play on the other side of the lane. Like I would expect Pamplona to be inside the trees.
Okay. But that's where the Tree and Protector lives. It's his home. I definitely agree. I guess I don't really think about that too much. Where like you could use all your resources to kill a 5, but you know, especially something like a Tree and Protector where health is mana and mana's out of fire. Like he just wants to get in there, use his spells, and if he dies, so be it. You know, if I'm giving my Spectre CS, you know, that's what I want to do. So I guess it definitely is a bit more powerful for the DK to just stun, get those denies. He's having a little bit of trouble so far. I know it's only like the first or second wave, but you know, Mini, he's got 6 CS, only 3 on the DK. He's getting literally double. It's impossible.
Because the DK, he missed that first wave, right? He gave away the first blood and then he was chased.
Yeah.
It's basically because of that first wave. And also something that's interesting is like that by having the Jakiro here, because you mentioned, okay, that's where the Trint lives. The idea is that you go with a hero with a Quilling Blade and that you kill all the trees, right? That's what you're supposed to do against a Trint. But they weren't able to do that. I don't know if they didn't think about that, because they could have done some, but they weren't able because of the Jakiro staying there.
Okay.
But I would definitely expect like the DK like are less hitting and you should be cutting all the trees around you. So that does make a huge difference when playing against Trink Protector.
Dude, I love this sword. Do you see the camp block on the Radiant side for the hard camp? It's like just above. I don't think it still doesn't highlight that it actually blocks the camp, right? You can hover over it as much as you want, but it still will show that like you're outside of the camp range. You know, it blocks. It's a sick ward. It's like definitely one of my favorite ones to place is blocking now.
Yeah, and you need this against the Mirana. Otherwise, as mentioned, they can go for just like denying creeps. And then Mirana is going to be using the arrow on these creeps and getting some extra XP, extra gold, which helps a lot on reaching the very early Urn of Shadows, and that helps a lot the rotations. So it's a good move to slow down Mirana's game. Also, of course, you block the pool, which is an option Balrogs could go for.
Yeah. Do you, so I guess latching onto the Urn then, It's always a good earn game. It feels. Do we want them to go for the Spirit Vessel since they are versus the Treant Protector, right? I mean, that anti-heal will definitely be good for you, but it seems like that's probably the only one, maybe the Centaur as well, that you'd really like to use it against.
I think it's a good vessel game. I do think it's a good vessel game.
Cool.
Like they don't have dispels, and their cores they don't like buying BKB. Like
Mm.
you don't like having a BKB on Spectre, so at least like it's very unlikely that she's gonna be able to dispel it. Of course, she can go Manta, but it's good against heroes that are not buying BKB or not having innate dispel in the team.
Okay. 1 minute, bro. All right, you're in this position. You have 1 minute left to connect. Are you getting to micromanage your pause 5 while you're in the lane?
Yeah, by the way, I realize now that they have a standing. The guy that's reconnecting, is he a standing actually? Because he has the Balrogs tag.
But not like the icon.
It's 555 because I strongly believe he actually qualified from the closed qualifiers. And okay, he joined Balrogs. Cool.
There we go. Okay. Well, looks like he is back in time. Looks like Balrogs hopefully ready to go soon. I know that the new patch has had some like frame rate issues and lag issues. I know I got into a game yesterday. Team fight broke out and everything just started to stutter on my game. So I definitely know there's been some issues. Hopefully they've all been ironed out.
Yeah, so just to correct the info, 555 he is at Balrogs. He joined. He wasn't on the qualifiers. But La Sol is actually the standing as it seems on Liquipedia. And they are missing actually King Itaka.
Okay.
So they are missing their position 3.
Well, that's rough. You're standing in for a team and you get a tri-lane to start your day. That's never good for morale.
Yeah, and you give away the first blood.
Oh my god, yeah, it's terrible. Maybe that's the play. Anytime that you see a standing on the other team, you just immediately target them. We are going for the morale. We'll take them out, pick them apart. Oh, no, another pause. The Grimstroke, poor guy.
Yeah. I wonder if it's because he's in Chile. Because I guess he's the only player from Chile that we have on DPC.
Oh.
And they might have like some connection issues to servers.
Oh,
not so sure if they're like on a gaming house in Peru. I don't have the info.
Yeah. Well, it looks like he's reconnecting now, so should be okay. Hopefully that doesn't persist.
Yeah.
Do not want to play a game 4v5. Oh no.
But Coritiba, they showed some good sportsmanship. They actually told we're gonna wait. We have our own pause. So
nice.
I believe they're giving away their pause time to the. They're actually asking if it takes out of their time, and it's like, of course, yeah.
All right, never mind. That's very nice of them. I love to see the sportsmanship. We can give them half our time. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Season of giving. We love to see it.
Pretty fair. Pretty fair.
And yeah, no, I mean, hopefully, you know, the Grimstroke reconnects. I mean, I'm kind of excited to see, you know, since they do have this long timing team on the other side, maybe they can run down the map. I kind of wanted to see a Grimstroke take control of the map, get himself like those big items. You say Blink Dagger might have been one. You know, if I'm looking at a Spectre on the other team, maybe I want to buy myself a Blink Dagger. You know, always, or not a Blink Dagger, Aghanim Scepter. Feels like it's always very good to get those extra Spectre illusions. But I was excited to see a Grimstroke game that would take him, you know, take him to a few items.
Yeah, the thing is, I suggested a dagger, but now I think about it super greedy, right? Because you really need to have that snowballing game so much to have it that are just running at the enemy team. Because if Spectre is having a nice game, she's gonna hunt and kill you. So you need a Gold Scepter or a Glimmer. You need then some save for yourself after you have the shard.
All right. Well, it looks like we are back here. We'll check on the Grimstroke every once in a while to make sure everything's okay. But yeah, back into the laning stage, and well, not a whole lot that we've left uncovered here. We got a nice stun into the arrow on the Spectre, and Mini, I'm sure he'll be used to taking this sort of harass. But nice heal from Serum, able to help him heal back up on Mini.
Yeah, with the trained healing, it's super hard to get this kill. They should be mostly focused on what they're doing now, which is denying creeps, and it's something that they can do really well because of the Spectre base damage. And I even think like DK, since he's rushing the Soul Ring, he could go for 1 point on the Breath Fire. So that would mean more difficult to Spectre to get the last hits.
Well, so far with the healing of the Train Protector, she's actually looking pretty good even after all that harass, and then also, you know, a few tangos. What's your take on regen in the lane now? I mean, since we have that salve change, it's only half the time if you salve one of your friendly heroes, so only 200 units of heal anymore from salves on your carry. I've seen like the Train Protector, he took out a lot of tangos. Is that what you think the lane stage is about to become, where like you have these pos 5s who are just overloading with tangos, and that's what they're feeding into their pos 5s?
Yeah, I think you're gonna be pulling a lot of tangles to your safe lane carry. I don't think they're gonna be buying salve anymore. And I think it's actually a really huge buff to the offlane, because like on offlane you don't buy as much salves as you do on the safe lane. Like your position 4, he's usually going for an item, like this Mirana is going for an urn. She doesn't want to keep buying salves, but for a Train Protector, he could be buying salves, like 10 salves, and he wouldn't care.
Yeah.
As long as he's giving a good game to the Spectre. So I feel like it brings more importance on the offlane role, because you are a bit more expected to win your lane now. And it's pretty interesting because we're having more and more this farm distribution, and let's say that you have this potential of making a difference in the game in any role you're playing. Right now you have like neutral items helping supports, you have the free TPs, wards are free, sentries are cheaper, so they're just basically, I guess, making the game more even, instead of just like, let me throw everything at my hard carry and he's gonna carry me out.
Okay. Does that put like your hard farmers back into the mix then? Because originally like there was this possibility where your pos 5 just buys a bunch of salves, and now your carry has a really good lane and he's able to just run across the map because he's been the one that's been like just CSing, he gets salves from you, and your pos 5 is just poor. But now it seems like you might have to have a carry that is like constantly able to go to the jungle. At what point do we get to see like these really lane dominating pos 1s come back into the meta? And I'm specifically thinking of, you know, kind of like your Monkey King, Slarks, stuff like that just loves to click the offlaner and make them feel sad.
Yeah, I really think it's a matter of time that we see more Wraith Kings, Monkey King, and Bloodseeker, because those three, they have some innate healing. So
okay.
I believe those heroes, they will raise priority on the meta, because you just have such a easier life if you don't depend on the salves to get the, let's say, the life steal or your life back.
So mid lane we saw Mr. Guts unfortunately trapped in a few walls, so the roll wasn't as good as he wanted. That is rolled down in the mid lane, and RoboZ has an arcane rune, so gotta be careful, it seems, on the Pangolier here. Don't want to get caught too far out. But overall, one of the things that points out to me, 11 denies right now, Mr. Guts, and all of a sudden he's just watching the wave go back into him. We also have 13 denies on the Dragon Knight, so it looks like our big deniers of the lane stage so far. And ooh, ulti top. Looks like they're going on 5-5-5. So with the Stampede, Heiko trying to get the kill, but oh, he gets into the trees on 5s, and he has the self-toe going. They'll kill each other with that dual edge. And then bottom lane, there's also a kill. Looks like the Dragon Knight goes down. So overall, I mean, a good trade for Balrogs, but you know, getting the DK here on Coritiba, like that's pretty nice as well.
Yeah, it just feels a bit weird that he decided to commit for the green stroke when the Jakiro left the lane. Because as mentioned, on 6 minutes, they went both supports mid lane, tried to guarantee the rune, but RoboZ got the rune, they missed the row, and now they're pressuring the DK.
Oh man, yeah, they're gonna TP in a few. They've already hit him up with the roll. They have the dual breath as well. Swatch through, the soul will go down. They did TP in RoboZ. He's got the arcane rune, and he dashes through once, but he won't find anyone. And actually, it looks like they'll get away scot-free here outside of Coritiba.
It's 2 against 4 still. They're playing, like RoboZ, he's playing like he has the entire team behind his back, but it's basically still a 2 against 4.
Yeah, with the arcane rune, I guess he was allowed to do it a little bit, but oh, gotta be careful. He actually walked in here. All right, he throws, he tries to get the rune here. No rune available just yet. Have to dive forward for more. It is an invis rune top, and 5s. Looks like he'll hold it out for him. Make sure that his Void Spirit can grab that.
So now we know who is the one guilty that they always came mid on Apu King of Kings. It was probably Mini shouting, "Hey, I need heroes here with me." Because now that he's the hard carry, they all collide on the bot lane. I thought like there's gonna be 4 heroes together, and they had like 4 heroes hitting a tower with 8 minutes. Very atypical, but for their play style, that's what they like to do. So yeah.
I think it's pretty good, right? Because like Mini, he's not at least right now, not until he has maybe like a blade mail or something. He's not hitting ancient, so usually you'd see that carry go into the top side, and he'd be able to farm this circuit where they get the off lane tower. He opens up this little part of the map. He also gets his own triangle. But if he's not hitting ancients, then this feels really good. Where you're able to stay where you were, you're able to take these. You allow the rest of your team to go top, and if there's a fight he likes, he can just haunt into it.
Yeah, now that he has the level 6, he can play here as long as he wants, especially because since they don't have the tower anymore here for the DK, it's really hard for the DK to pressure the enemy tower because they don't have TP spots nearby. So they would need a smoke to get Spectre, and that early in the game, the smoke would be pretty obvious. So he could avoid that move. Yeah. And actually, Jeans is TPing in. They want to go for the kill.
Yeah, they want to go after the DK first. It looks like he's gonna pump fake the roll a bit, but DK, this wave, I don't know. I don't think they're gonna be able to get this kill. At least not just with the 2 of them. He's got
DK's playing super safe.
Yeah. I like the vision that they have as well to protect him here. They have this one that sees any rotations in through the river, and then one that sees where the mid laner is at the moment. So he can just kind of track where that Void Spirit is moving. He doesn't really feel that in danger. In fact, with Soul, he's the one that feels he's in danger. He's running all the way back here. Looks like mid lane, well, he should have been in danger. The Jakiro goes down, and RoboZ picks himself up a regen rune. Very nice for him.
Yeah, on top.
A little bit of a move. It looks like they are TP'd it immediately here. This Centaur. Looks like the bug will go back. He's gonna get silenced up again. RoboZ is in, and Heiko, he's gonna try to take a trek through the jungle. What a dodge on the arrow as well. And he's gonna find himself through the trees. It looks like they may actually, he's getting away from this one. Force the TPs away, and he's still farming on the wave.
Yeah, he's so tanky. With this hood, I don't think they can burst him. So they would spend so much resources and not being able to kill him.
And meanwhile,
on the other hand, it's good that the... Yeah.
Oh no, I was gonna say, meanwhile, they're pushing mid. They forced all those TPs top, and with 3 points in the liquid fire from Jakiro, he's got some tower siege. Looks like stun in Inkswell will hit. 1 big crit from Benny. And that is a easy kill on the Jakiro again.
Yeah, Benny, he's going for the Radiance build, feels like. So not the early Dizzle. I feel like with this, it pushes the game more for a late game. So not that early tempo.
I don't think they had to do that, right? Like, I think they had the opportunity to take this one into the mid game with, again, like that Armlet Deso or Armlet Blink, whatever he wanted to go.
Yeah, maybe they had a feeling that the bot lane went too bad and they wouldn't be able to pressure in the map by not taking that tier 1 tower so early. They're like against a String Protector, so they really need to engage as 4 or 5 to take down this tower, otherwise it will just keep healing. So I feel like it's more because the way the game went, he needs to go more on that late game direction instead of just pressuring too early.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I like the Radiance build. I like being that as a Wraith King. Hopefully, it doesn't put the laning too late because, you know, once you get into the Spectre and even Pangolier bouncing around, I don't know if I want to take the Spectre late, but it seems that they're definitely confident enough to do it.
Yeah, I believe with the Silver Edge, he should be on a good matchup against Spectre, but till he gets the Silver Edge, he's not fine.
So we got a bit of an item wish list for him then.
Yeah, the thing is you need like then Radiance, you definitely need BKB. You might need Dagger. Depends on how like team fights are going. And then you could go for that Silver Edge. So it's gonna be a really late Silver Edge. Okay.
I guess it depends on how pesty that backline is being, right? Like as a Jakiro and the Treant Protector, like your Void Spirit can deal with them, then you probably can just go for like a Silver Edge and kind of forego the Blink, right? But if there is like no one else is getting to them and, you know, you're getting constantly Ice Path, Macro Pirate, or Healed Overgrowth, whatever it is, someone else needs to help jump them, then you'll probably have to go for that Blink, right?
Yeah. And also especially because the game is so much burst related lately with the meta. It's basically like you want to insta-lock one target, keep him stunned, and burst him. If he gets to press BKB, then you lose the team fight.
Okay.
So you need to be able to connect. You're gonna have the DK jumping, you're gonna have the Void Spirit jumping, and basically you wanna be the hero that soaks up all the damage, right? Because you are the one with 2 lives.
Yeah.
So you wanna be there with them. If let's say the Void Spirit initiates and die.
Oh, what
Then
if he gets
it's not
initiated on and die? Because we get a nice stun through from the Centaur. The roll as well. They have the damage. They'll take down the Void Spirit. They do have the Moonlight Shadow trying to disengage here from Balrogs, but Guts, he wants some more. He's going to get the swatch in. Turn and stun from Benny here, but with the damage reduction, they do not have enough to take down. Now because of that turn, Benny, he may be in danger. The Ice Pass will miss. They're also going to pop the Dragon's Form on Lasol. Guts, he swatches through for the first life here, but now he's in danger. It looks like they can't get on the back to the Pangolier. He will live. And Mini, he's still dishing out the damage. You're gonna get a link through as well. They're locked in, but they want to run together. It doesn't matter. And finally, 3 are gone. Lasol and Pamplona have to run back to their tier 2. They cannot take this engagement.
Yeah, they lost Robo-Z, which is the most damage they have. So, and some sort of control on the team fight. And they cannot fight after that. Again, like the Wraith King is gonna tank a lot of damage, but who is dealing damage on their side while he's taking all this damage? Like they had the Void Spirit alive. When Wraith King lost his first life, he would be able to kill all heroes.
Oh, looks like they get a bit of a freebie here. Dream Protector farming in the enemy triangle. They had a ward on him, and they will take that kill. But yeah, no, that jumping the Void Spirit, he's your big fish. You make a smoke, like, who's the guy that we need to kill? If you can get on the Void Spirit, your fights are perfect. As you said, there's no real damage. Your backline feels really safe. How many times did the Pangolier get to, like, really low health, but no one was able to punish it because no one was able to jump on him? Oh.
Yeah, and the Pangolier, he can tank a lot of damage with the second spell. Going for Jakiro.
Yeah, he's under his own ward here. It looks like he sees everybody, but unfortunately, they do catch him. It's a bit deep here, and Guts got to be careful here. He's going to go up the high ground. They do show they have a ward, and with the jump through again with the Inkswell Guts, he's going to get stunned up into the arrow. A nice combo from them. And, well, with the overgrowth, they've locked in 2 here, but Serum got to back out right away here. It's 5s. He already dropped the wards down. They have all the vision they need to take another fight if they so please. Looks like
They want more?
Yeah. Drain Protector might get dove on, but they instead dive on the DK, stuck in the Nature's Grasp, and they're just sieging the tower.
Yeah, that was the point of having the advantage in starting the team fight. I guess that's what we're gonna see a lot on this game. The teams that actually get to jump first is gonna win the fights. So very well played by Balrogs. That when they got the Jakiro, the entire team collided with the Void Spirit, knowing that the Void Spirit would be able to get more targets.
Yeah, and jump is definitely going to be important. They're also smoking up here. Hunt in 13 seconds, but Mini doesn't really have any mana on him, so not going to be able to get into this engagement if one starts, it seems. They're just grouping up for the mid tower.
And they have the Manta delivered. I feel like they could fight at this tier 1 tower. Because they have Train Protector to heal it, and they don't have the ultimate on Train Protector. That might be a big issue.
Yeah, 20 seconds, it'll be up soon. Looks like they just traded mid for bot, which, again, it's Coritiba. You're super happy with that. You'll take that mid tower any day. This tower really should have already been gone.
And it gets harder and harder for Balrogs to kill the mid tower of Coritiba, because there's a Train Protector healing. Now you don't have any TP spots nearby. You're gonna have a bit more of trouble controlling the power-up runes also. So, a good trade, definitely.
Yeah, and, well, while they do that, it looks like they're taking more control of bottom. Pamplona is going to be finishing out that Spirit Vessel, another 400 gold for him. And Void Spirit has the Witchblade going for the Aghanim Scepter next. Do you feel like this is a bit too offensive, or like this guy's gonna be able to free skate through fights? So him going Witchblade into the Aghanim Scepter, he's just gonna cause so much damage. Will people be able to catch him and kill him?
I think it's the right build. Especially on that sense of bursting targets is the way that you can deal more damage. I guess maybe if you go like Orchid, which they don't do anymore, is also a good bursting strategy. But this AoE silence against the Coritiba lineup is pretty decent, because if his jumping on a target, he needs to make sure that Centaur is not using his ultimate. Because otherwise, then you lose that advantage on the initiation. So if you can get this silence on the Centaur while you are hitting another target, that's perfect.
Oh man, they are looking for the Treant Protector, but don't find him. Yeah, I definitely agree. My initial worry was that, like, you know, maybe he gets stunned and all of a sudden, because he doesn't have like a Eul's or a BKB, then maybe he's in a bit of danger. But I mean, this lineup does not stun him effectively unless he's caught out. So a nice go there. I mean, he has to get blink stunned and then probably an ice path to follow with a roll, right? Like, that's the only way he really dies. And as long as he's not the first one who gets jumped on, as you said, you know, jumping wins the fights because of that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's way harder that you play to survive the initiation. It's way easier that you play to be the initiator. Because even if you have BKB, you can be burst.
Yeah, that's true.
Sure,
if you're not allowed to press it, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He's only got, I mean, he's got 1,000 more gold. I mean, he's farming at a pretty nice rate. So I imagine, what, 22 minutes? We're probably going to see them really push out on the map with that timing. They're also going to have, let's see, anything really important. Looks like they actually will have Radiance on Benny. Do you want to see him show up to like a 5v5 with just this? I mean, not if it's just defending towers, right? Like, I get he TPs to a tier 2, that's fine. But do you want to see them smoke out now that they have like this Ags on Void Spirit and the Radiance on Wraith King?
Not a 5 versus 5. So, like, not going straight ahead and hitting the tier 1 tower because Coritiba will have time to prepare for that. I guess they need to get some pick-offs. Then it makes sense.
Okay.
Which is what they are trying with the ultimate on Mirana. But Mini, he knows what's going on. He's staying under the tower. Look at him. Very safe.
Yeah, very good. Very disciplined. And he does have Haunt available. So if they get the counter start, right? Like Benny, he's the one hitting the tower. It sucks going on a Wraith King, but looks like they will start something. Swash through, but they get a link on two. I'm Pangolier. He's caught in. They're going to nuke down Guts immediately. And I mean, with the link up on RoboZ, I don't know. It's going to be hard to take this fight again, but oh, a jump in from Heiko. He actually gets stunned up with Benny, and well, they're actually going to chase Dire away. They lost the Pangolier, but the Grimstroke also dies, and I mean, they've defended the tower.
Yeah, not the best of trades, because it was looking better for them. But again, it's about initiation. Pangolier, he didn't manage to get the initiation. He was initiated, so he dies without pressing his ultimate. That's a very big deal on the team fight. Getting 1 kill in exchange, considering how the thing started out, feels good for Coritiba. Just because, like, it started out bad, so you get, like, not so bad afterward.
Okay. Well, now that they still have the tower, and again, with that Haunt being used, gonna have a little bit of a wait. This feels like the timing in between the timing now. Like, okay, we watched Radiant use all of their abilities to defend this tower. Now they actually smoke up, and they go after the DK. They're gonna hit him with the Nature Scraps as well. Ice Path to keep him in. Now Grimstroke's gonna come over here to give him the Ink Swell and the Silence, but I think they already had enough damage. Yeah, he will go down. So not only do they defend the tower with all of their high cooldown abilities, they immediately smoke up, with whatever the low cooldowns they have, they're gonna take another advantage on the map and kind of give themselves another 30-second window where they can feel safe.
Man, Heiko is so strong. He has the strength dagger.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think he felt a little bit too strong. He will go down. Rest of his team is going to try to capitalize on it. They do have the Macro Pyre linked in with the Wraith King. He goes down. No ulti for another 30 seconds for him, so he is dead. I mean, they're able to get the Wraith King, and they're going to swatch through to kill 5s. What a play by Guts and the rest of his team. I thought that Centaur was being negligent there, but he starts a great fight to his team.
Yeah, you need to commit so much to kill this Centaur that when he's dead, you don't have any more resources to play the team fight. And then they had all the, again, initiation, because they had the Centaur taking all the damage, they could choose targets. Seems really good, the game now for Coritiba. This Centaur is so strong. So strong with this early dagger. He can do so much in the map.
I'm so surprised. I haven't seen like strength blink first very often. I get it. Like, he's got a ton of strength. He's definitely doing damage. He's slowing up. It provides so much more area control. Do you think that's like that? Like, you know, we're looking at this team that has all high cooldown abilities. Is this like the low cooldown that you need to like help slow everybody down, do some good damage? You know, just a little bit more control in these fights that you're missing off your cooldowns.
Yeah, and he's a hero that he wants to build STR items, and because of his passive. and it's an item that gives a lot of strength. So it's really good for the hero in that sense, and it's really good for their team because they have so much AoE spells, but they cannot land them so easily, right?
More
so
circles,
if you
more
control
circles.
target, yeah.
No, I definitely, I like it. I think it's a bit frisky. I don't usually see something that's like just an upgrade on an item while you still have like a Quelling Blade sitting in your backpack, but no, it definitely worked out there. Do you want, so he's going for, you know, Heart next. You're saying just build strength items. Keep shoving. I mean, Heart's going to be the best one. Is this just going to be Reavers on the quick buy? That's all he wants?
Yeah, and then maybe Satanic.
Okay. I'm about it. Well, they get a nice haunt in here from the Spectre. Immediately goes on the backline here. They're going to chase down the Grimstroke. Now they're on the DK with a nice stun through from Heiko. They've gotten 2 again with the use of that haunt, though. So they're going to burn through this tower with, again, 4 points in liquid fire so early on the Sekiro.
That's pretty interesting that they lack the siege damage on the cores, but Jakiro with the liquid fire, he can really help out the team, also the Centaur. And once the Spectre gets the Aghanim Scepter, then like Centaur, he can just initiate any target, and with the, let's say, mini Hound, Spectre can finish bursting the targets.
Yeah. I mean, that was such a quick call on the Grimstroke. I mean, he hardly had any chance to spell any spells. And afterwards with getting that kill on the DK, just not a chance. And now into the Roshan pit. Roshan, I imagine this is going to be a mini pickup? Yeah, okay. And he's actually going for the Aghanim Scepter on mini. So, you know, again, we have all these high cooldowns, things to kind of mitigate that separation in your timing. And Aghanim Scepter is definitely one of those things. Now, instead of going from, you know, haunts every, you know, 100 seconds, 140 seconds, now it's going to be your Shadow Step, much lower cooldown. I believe it's 60 seconds for Shadow Step, right?
Yeah, they choose the Aegis on Spectre because they want to take this slow approach. They feel like if the game goes late, it's good for them. Oh, Balrogs, they're going to find Heiko.
Yeah, this is a huge kill. Now, they have to have time to make it happen. Ice Path tries to stop them, but it's not in time. They will get the kill on Heiko. As you said, that is a really big pickoff because, I mean, he is all the strength on your team.
Yeah, you can burst any targets with this Balrogs lineup. 3k damage so fast that he died. And basically this approach of having the Aegis on the Spectre means she can farm on the other side of the map because she can join team fights with Hound. And you are not afraid of playing like alone when your team is playing as 4 on the other side of the map because you have 2 lives. So it's enough time for your team to collide and help you, and they're gonna waste a lot of resources on that. Another approach would be actually to have it on the Centaur. It just run at them, right? Because then you have 2 times 3k HP. And like, how do you kill this hero, you know?
Yeah, I mean, killing him once is already hard enough. Having to kill him twice is almost impossible. Yeah, I'm happy though if now that Mini has this Aghanim Scepter, you're allowed to just be a little bit, and you kind of said it before, like, you know, with the Void Spirit wanting to play and just be a monster. I mean, Void Spirit or Fates is fucking doing it well. Oh my god, Mini. That's just a 4 kill streak gone with this Aghanim Scepter immediately.
Yeah, it was a bit of a bad positioning, I guess. He should be expecting this.
Oh man,
run it.
So close. I know. Now I'm really loving this Aghanim Scepter because like Aghanim Scepter with the Aegis. I mean, he can take all those aggressive jumps, and he doesn't have to worry about his first life now.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, Balrogs, they should have found out already that who initiates win the fight. So you shouldn't be sitting on the river with a core. You're just like making Coritiba life easier.
Yep, and with that, they take another tower. Gotta be careful there. You almost get blinked on, but yeah, 2 tier 2's gone. Only 1 left on the outer side of Balrogs. I have something stuck in my throat.
The Wraith King, he went for the dagger to be able to start the fights together with his team. He just kited a gank here. The Pongolier tried to get him. Probably they go for a smoke, but they don't have Moonlight Shadow. So I'm not so sure if they should be grouping as 5 on Balrogs.
Yeah, got it in about 35 seconds, so if they want to make a move, go ahead for that. Otherwise, again, they lost their towers. They have the Wraith King farming up, though. He's got 16,000 net worth, still top of the board here. So you said that he needs to have a BKB. He has the Blink Dagger, so he did offer that, and he needs a Silver Edge likely to be the winner of this game. Already so far behind it feels on that sort of timing, but he's top farmed in the game. How much more time do we need to give for Benny before he starts to really dominate these fights?
Yeah, and it's gonna be the time of the next Roche probably, because this egg is about to expire, 1 minute. So from 3 to 6 minutes, you're gonna have the next Roche, and this is the time that he should get his Silver Edge on, because the BKB is delivering now. So Coritiba, they should really try to make a good use of that last minute of Aegis forcing a team fight. That's what they go for.
Oh, and they're going a nice jump here from the Centaur onto the two of them. The Soul, he might get taken down so early. The roll through and the Haunted from Benny will get the kill. But now Benny, he's trying to turn on this Tree Protector. He will get the kill. And oh no, this Wraithian already died once. It looks like they're gonna set up on him again here. He's able to pop the BKB. He's trying to go on the Centaur. Centaur taking so much damage through all this strength that doesn't matter. Will go down, but with a Haunt from Mini here trying to get them back in this fight. They did buy back on the Dragon Knight here from Balrogs, but only 2 go down. And I guess technically a buyback on the Jakiro. Meanwhile, you only lose 2 on Balrogs. That's a pretty good fight for them, all things considered.
Yeah, and the Jakiro also bought back during the team fight, so that's really, really good for Balrogs to hit their timing on the raking. And already without the timing, it felt good, the team fight. Basically, okay, you had the Aegis on Spectre. Okay, we're just ignoring this hero. He's not doing so much damage. We can tank this damage. And it's really good that the initiation ends up being like on a hero that has buyback, the DK, and then the raking loses his first life, has BKB for the second one, and then Void Spirit gets the jump.
Yeah.
So if this Void Spirit's not bursted, it's really hard, the team fight for Coritiba. They really need to look out of that for that Void Spirit, but it will get harder and harder to get to him, because you're gonna have raking stronger and stronger frontlining, and the DK also about to get his BKB, just bought his BKB. So if RoboZ, he plays safe enough, if he doesn't make the same mistake of sitting in the river, it seems really bad for Coritiba now. Even though I mentioned they did have the late game lineup, but when they go for that Agony Scepter, you expect them to be playing like faster tempo, getting kills all around the map. On the other hand, you have like a hero farming with Radiance Dagger, so jumping camp to camp, farming so much. And feels like this raking, he can be able to 1v9, what we say, right? When you get like all this net worth in one hero. He's going for the Assault, actually, so not the Silver Edge. I guess he feels like the Spectre is not such a threat yet.
Yeah, he's going to go for just like protecting his team, I guess, over like really nuking down the spec.
Yeah, you get a hero that is hard to kill because of the dispersion, but on the other hand, like he's hitting you with a pillow, so you're just ignoring that hero. You know?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. You know, he has the Agony Scepter. That could be like a Scotty or a Butterfly or something else that really helps you deal damage in these fights instead of just like increasing the timing of your fights. Not a whole lot of oomph behind them. And with a dump through here, they're able to find the Pangolier. He has the roll up available, but he's chained something. He won't get it off. They're also able to find Serum. He gets onto the low ground, but he will fall. That's 2 gone, and now they've evened up this lead. In fact, taking a net worth lead on Balrogs.
Yeah, they were farming very greedy on the Coritiba side, because it's way easier for Balrogs to initiate under their outpost than it is from you by having like 2 heroes. What you could get with a Pangolier with a Drink there. Maybe you can start a team fight, you have the Hound or the Shadow Step follow-up, but then it turns like into a 5 versus 5 and you are in trouble. So a bit greedy positioning from Mr. Jinx. And they're controlling the enemy triangle now. They're actually scanning the Roche, and it's not even minimum time for Roche. So I guess Coritiba, they feel a bit nervous with the situation in the game. Maybe a bit lost of like, what do we do now? We felt like if this game goes late game, we are better. Yeah. We gave like Aegis to Spectre, and now feels like my Spectre cannot team fight. What do I do? And then she goes for BKB, defensive item. Feels like the Spectre still needs 1 item to do real damage.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think the predicament that they're going to run into here is that all of a sudden, Dire is knocking on your top tier 2. If they keep control of this triangle, they can also walk into your mid tier 2, and if you lose this topside map control, you said it, like their next Roshan timing is where this Wraithkin is gonna become strong, and if they lose this topside control, I mean, look at all the vision here, and they've got 3 wards plus their outpost up topside for Dire. I mean, Radiant has borderline no vision on the map. They're just trying to grab anything that they can with this.
Yeah, and Balrogs, they're doing the right move with Benny. He's gonna have the skeletons pushing the bottom area, which forces a hero back from Coritiba side, and then they can go back to the triangle area to be nearby the Roche, which is the thing that most matters now. If you look at the green stroke, has on quick bite the Ghost Scepter and the Blink Dagger. So
Nice.
I feel happy that he has the same doubt I had during the lane phase of what he could do. Like he feels maybe I already survived with the Glimmer, so I don't need to go for the Ghost Scepter. I don't need like to double down defensively. I can just go Dagger, and that's again like you want the most heroes jumping together on the same target and getting the first burst. That's what Dota has become. You need to burst one target first. So like, just throw all your spells. Like, don't save spells. Burst one target, then you get your cooldowns back, and then you burst another one.
Don't save spells. That's an interesting thought, because you think of like whenever you have like a Chain Frost or something, and there's one hero down, and you know that 300 damage. You know, sometimes that's what you need to burst on that one hero. So instead of having to like bounce around in a team fight, that supposed damage goes from like 500-600 damage to just like that 300 damage nuke on one hero. Like sometimes you just gotta prioritize that over getting a nice team fight spell. Right.
Yeah, I've seen so many games being lost because a hero saved his spell. Like, I'm Alina, I'm not ultimating this target because he's gonna die already. But then he has like 200 HP, he pressed BKB, and you have like let's say a Pungo rolling on the team fight. And then doesn't matter all the damage that you did to him. If he gets to use the roll, if Jakiro gets to Macrofire, if Trent gets to Overgrowth, that's enough. So you really need to burst targets down, and I feel like so many matches are lost by just like saving spells.
Yeah, and we're about to see a lot of spells out here. Roshan is up, both sides have it warded, both are sitting on their respective high grounds by the Roche pit, and he is trying it. I mean, they have an idea that this is happening, and surely there's going to be a fight soon. How do you win this Roshan fight as Radiant? You know that Roshan is already being hit. You have to make something happen soon. What are you going to do?
There's one strategy, but then they shouldn't be hitting the Roche because they are the one hitting the Roche as Radiant. That is basically you force the tier 3 tower, because the enemy team, like, they cannot walk through the area that you have control. And on the other hand, like, they need to save their tier 3 tower. So they tip in on their tier 3 and you just go for Roche.
This is actually going to work?
Yeah.
They're just gonna give up the Aegis and Shard. All right.
That's a bit bizarre.
I'm really surprised. I feel like Dire just had like a ton of fights. Like I'd be feeling so confident, even if it's the wrong move. I'd feeling so good. Be like, let's go, guys. All right, we just won 2 fights. All right, let's kill them. I'd be in it.
Man, they were just like sitting down the triangle, waiting for the enemy team to come up. And for Coritiba, they're just like, okay, they're waiting for us. Let's do Roche. Totally free Roche. Like, they didn't scout at all. That was super weird. Like, you could scout with a Remnant.
Well, now they're gonna get it. I don't know. So they're going for the Aegis carrier now. They're gonna get the first kill. Radiant is kind of on the way, but they're not really around, so they're just gonna burn the Aegis. All that you've ended up giving up was maybe like Roshan plus some gold, but now they're gonna hunt in here, trying to go on the Dragon Knight, but he pops the BKB. He gets another stun on the Spectre, and well, with the roll through and got to the back line here, they're gonna stop and stick on the Grimstroke. He falls down, but they are gonna buy back on him. Another nice Ice Bath here, controlling from the Jakiro. They're trying to get on Heiko again, but Benny, his BKB is about to run out. Now they can certainly kite down and kill this Wraithkin. A nice watch there, but the Centaur is played for Dire. Unfortunately, it looks like they still get the kill. Jakiro will set up on the Wraithkin again, and well, Benny certainly falls here. Maybe he'll do some fancy armlet toggles, but and still goes down. 1 for 2 trade, and they get the Mirana as well. Now it's 2 for 3 if you count the Aegis.
2 for 4 because we had a buyback on Greenstroke plus the buyback.
Yeah.
So feels really bad. Like, Balrogs, why? Like, why do you want to burst the Aegis target?
Yeah.
Like, they could go for any other hero that I think they would have won the team fight. Because let's say you burst down Centaur, then they don't have like the Stampede, especially because he already has Agonies. Then you can kill like Spectre twice, 3, 4 times, doesn't matter. Like, she alone won't do much, but if you just commit everything on the hero with Aegis, that was... Yeah, I think they thought they were super strong, and they realized, okay, we're not that strong. Like, they would have won the team fight if it wasn't for the Aegis, of course, but I don't think they should be taking that way.
Yeah. I mean, you were just saying that, like, you know, the Spectre has these items that, you know, first you got this one that it doesn't make your haunts better, but it gives you more haunts, right? With the Aghanim Scepter, you can just go in whenever. The BKB, it doesn't really give you as much damage, but it does help you live. So you don't really have a strong timing on your haunts. You just get more of them. And the only way that they really could have lost the fight was initiating on the Spectre, burning everything you had to get an Aegis, and all of a sudden you're allowing the Spectre to get this Scotty, which is definitely going to give her more damage. It's going to make it almost impossible for you to burst her down again. And you've just, I don't know, you just breathed life into this Coritiba lineup. And yeah, you don't have Aegis anymore in Spectre. But all of a sudden, these Shadow Steps are gonna hurt if you have a Scotty behind it afterwards.
Yeah, so basically they were winning the team fights by ignoring the Spectre, and then they started fight committing everything on her. And you won't be able to ignore a Spectre that has Scotty.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And they went for the greedy builds, right? So Greenstroke, he decided to go for the dagger. And now he's just gonna be melted down by the Spectre. Oh, well, they go for him.
Unless they can do this, well, I take it all back. Maybe that can actually kill her. She's stunned up. She's sitting in the fire, and they will get the kill. The Soul picks it up. All right, do you want to take that caster curse, or is it me? It's one of us.
I don't think it's the curse. It's just like mini positioning. So greedy. And maybe he wasn't aware of the dagger on the Greenstroke. But the dagger paid off. And now, like, with this gold of this kill, it's like so much damage. So much gold, sorry. 1k
yeah, 1,000
plus 470, I guess, was like the gold area.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah, so
he has the gold scepter already.
Yeah, so he just got a free one. It was for 470 gold for the Grimstroke, and then DK gets himself 1,000. So he has an Aghanim Scepter now. So he's really thick. He has the free pathing with his ulti. Grimstroke, of course, now it's like, okay, I didn't really have to choose one or the other. Now I can get both my Blink Dagger and my Ghost Scepters, he said. And then afterwards, he's going to go for the Aeon Disc. So even if the Spectre does manage to go through his Glimmer, through his Ghost Scepter, even if you get the kill after that, well, Aeon Disc will break up that combo. So we'll see if he's going to have enough gold for that one. It'll be a bit, but that's looks like where it's going.
I feel like you go either one of them, because both are gonna be countered by Nullifier, the same icon. So I think it would make sense that the after you go for the Ghost Scepter, that you go something like Aghanim's. Some stats help you survive, and definitely your Dark Portrait is very useful. If you're making like a copy of a hero like Centaur, 4k HP, they can't kill the copy, you know, and the hero does some right click. Definitely does some right.
Yeah, he's definitely going to hurt. And it looks like they're splitting up the map again. Guts, I haven't looked at his items in a while. So you said, you know, when you're countered as a Pangolier, the answer isn't throw it to a support, make sure he has no gold. Give him the gold, all right? Let him play the game. He's got the Lincoln Sphere. He's got the Abyssal Blade. He's got his Blink Dagger and his Diffusal. Now he's actually going for the Satanic, so he can just heal up by pressing Satanic and swashing through. I mean, this guy, he is farmed, and he's actually going to go in on the Void Spirit. They're trying to go in, but a nice BKB pop from Robo Z. Looks like they will just escape after that one. A nice job to kite out a BKB charge. That was his 9-second.
Yeah, and he has the 25 talent, so it's totally worth. Oh, there!
Oh, almost had him.
So if you can trade your Rolling Thunder for a BKB charge, definitely worth. The BKB now is 90 seconds cooldown, so 1.5 minutes that they have like a way more of map advantage. They can play the entire map. And that's all.
They're committing the Shadow Step to this one, but the Shadow Step actually going away on 5s. I mean, they did find him. It looks like they will not collect the kill. And meanwhile, DK, he's running away the opposite direction. But Guts, he's going to stick on top of him. They have the Abyssal Blade, and they will surely get the kill on DK here.
He was super greedy here, because as mentioned, you cannot play the map if you don't have BKB on your Void Spirit, because what makes you safe showing up on a lane is that basically you don't want to initiate the target because the Void Spirit is going to jump at you and kill your team. But if the Void Spirit doesn't have the BKB, he won't feel comfortable at all on jumping on a target. So you shouldn't be playing the deep side of the enemy map. Meanwhile, Mirana just died.
It was a haunt for it, and they did end up getting the kill on Pamplona. So I'm not sure if it was entirely worth, but there's no buyback on the Mirana, so I think we'll take those. I mean, your haunt's gonna be up in 80 seconds, basically like a 20-second downtime between the DK and the Mirana.
And they go for the green stroke, which has no buyback also.
They drop another ward here, so they do see him in the trees. And Sarah, maybe he's gone a bit deep now. They're gonna get the Void Spirit in. RoboZ help collect that kill. They do get a solo haunt in with Spectre, but will not switch over to Benny.
Because Coritiba, they want to keep running at targets because you want like to snowball on that advantage that you created. So you force a BKB, and then you kill the DK, then it's 90 seconds without the DK. Then you kill the Mirana, of course, it's like close death timer to DK, so it doesn't make much of a change. But if they can kill like the green stroke, they reset this time that they have the advantage again. So then it's more like 1 minute that they can keep putting pressure. But Seren just way too deep and definitely very countered by that cliff ward.
Yeah, he's a bit countered there, and well, looks like they are. Well, they were going to go for a smoke up, I thought, but instead it's just a ninja gear from Gripstroke. I don't know. We have a Roshan up, could be up in about 1 minute, and it looks like we're gonna get a little bit of map control back from Dire, but overall it'll be even. There's no wards top just yet either side. What team do you think will have the advantage for the next Roche fight? I mean, either one of them going to try to, you know, maybe get a quick smoke out or an item that they're looking for that changes the game? I mean, Benny's got himself a Bloodthorn. He's big.
Yeah, he had the Bloodthorn on the quick buy, and then he had the Silver Edge, and then he went for the Bloodthorn. Feeling like bursting targets. Probably he's jumping on the Pangolier or the Centaur. They feel like they burst one core, and this helps basically to burst those cores. So not so much focus on the Spectre. They're like doubling down that the Spectre doesn't have the damage to kill them, and just ignoring her because like you don't build a Bloodthorn to kill a hero that does have Manta. It's like you already countered on.
Or Satanic. Oh, Heiko, this could be a wicked jump. There it is. Onto two of them. He finds the DK. He finds the Void Spirit. They're going to lock onto two. At least the DK is able to pop the BKB, but he immediately gets stunned up by the Abyssal Blade. So he's going to try to get out with the Moonlight Shadow. Unfortunately, it looks like they do see him here, and they will try to kill the DK, but a nice link up from Fives. Maybe they can actually turn this one around here. Lasol still falls, but the Wraithkin just murks down Jakiro, and they are going to buy back on two. Both the Void Spirit and the DK coming back in. They're able to lock down this Pangolier here. No roll can save you from this. Benny's going to get himself a double kill, and they immediately smoke up. They want to find some more. Benny. Oh.
It was a very good initiation from Heiko. He knows he bursts the Void Spirit, they win the team fight, but Void Spirit had buyback and they were under the enemy tower. A bit greedy to take the fight there, but I would say if they don't lose any big objectives now, it was worth. Like, because now Void Spirit doesn't have buyback, you burst him, you win the game.
Yeah.
And I think if they play well here, they won't lose anything else. Like they might lose a tier 3, but I don't think they'll lose Rex. Especially because Seren, he's cutting waves. And I don't know why Balrogs, they didn't protect the wave. Okay, now they're joining for the wave. Seren? Okay.
Yeah, looks like he will get this one.
I think he could just like press his spell and blinked out. But
oh, mid lane. It looks like they have another link up here. Spectre maybe in a bit of danger, but with the Stampede able to get away. And Benny still chasing. Oh, they could connect here. Mini. It looks like he will get out because Heiko gave his life. He pops the BKB and he gets decided he put his life on the line and they couldn't do anything about it. A nice stun to make sure that his Mini gets out okay.
Yeah, I guess it's good, really good for Coritiba now. All these chaos that they create on the map, and all they used was the... Okay, it was the first BKB charge on Heiko, but it's totally worth. Now they're gonna have the entire team back. At the same time that the Void Spirit, he does not have buyback for 6 minutes. Void Spirit and DK, actually. The two heroes bought back on that fight, so they just need to find one of those two cores, and they should win the fight.
I mean, buyback status looks like we have only the Mirana and the Grimstroke, so support's only for Dire. Racing has it in some gold, but as you said, about 6 minutes that we're waiting on the off laner and the mid laner. Meanwhile, we're only missing some gold. Guts, he's not saving at all. He's got 1,500 gold before he can even touch his buyback, and Centaur much closer, only 400 for him.
Yeah, I guess he decided to go all in on having Abyssal Blade to have a control that goes through the BKB. It does make sense, I guess, not having buyback to have Abyssal and Satanic. I guess he's very tanky. He just cannot play really out of position. Like, I guess you don't show up in waves if you're the hero that doesn't have buyback. That's all. He should be fine. And it's the third Roche, the thing that most matter. Refresher Shard would mean a lot on Spectre hands, even on Centaur, having twice his ultimate. And
yeah, and he's got the Axe in his ult as well, so he has that extra damage reduction that he has with it as well, so that is huge for them. They're gonna go right into the Roche pit again. They can't let Radiant get another Roche for free.
Yeah, this time they know.
Yeah. They've got the vision.
And the Greenstroke has Disc, so he didn't go for the Ghost, he just went for one of them. That's the right move, and going for Aghanim's.
Yeah, nice. If he can get the gold, then he'll do some big damage. It looks like right now, both teams are just trading into Roshan a little bit. No one is committed. Try to jump through on Heiko, but he does get a nice blink out from Papillona. And it's just going to be a long siege. If Heiko gets a good jump, it's over, right?
Mini also bought his buyback on the Abyssal Blade.
Oh, okay. So no buy on the Spectre.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
And like, if you click at him, you can imagine that he doesn't have... Oh, and a DD.
Oh, no. This could be the changer.
Yeah, it feels really bad for Coritiba. Can they take it fast enough?
Yeah, they're gonna try to rush Roshan here. They have to get Roshan. They have an arrow. They see everything that's going on in the pit here. They're gonna get a jump through, and Heiko, he makes sure that no one gets close to the Roach pit. He may die for this. No, he pops the BKB. He's gonna get linked up on two, and RoboZ trying to finish it off here, but with a nice overgrowth in from the Tree Protector, they're gonna try to just walk out of this fight after getting Aegis. There's still even a cheese dropped in here, but it looks like Benny, he tries to get the kill. He will get it, but with a haunt through from the Spectre, Benny goes down for the first time to buy back on the Centaur here. He can get into the fight quite quickly, but Benny trapped in the Roshan pit. They're gonna try to connect here on the Wraith King. He doesn't have another life, and they're trying to all in on him, but Benny, he wants to try to fight, but a stun in from Heiko. He started this fight, and he will finish it. They get the kill on Benny here. The Wraith King has to buy back to try to get into it. They're gonna get another kill likely on the Jakiro, and well, after all this, they lose the Void Spirit. Mirana will get taken down as well, and they're gonna buy back on everything here. Centaur, this is the dieback. He actually dies again on the Centaur. Oh my lord.
They're stunning the DK.
Oh man, tried to TP out. He won't get it. That is a gem that is likely to go the way of Radiant now. So Coritiba, they only have one dead, and meanwhile for Dire, they've got two gone. And
the Wraith King's still there.
Yeah, I mean, he could maybe turn this one around here. He's gonna go right on the Pangolier here. They could actually turn this fight. It's from going from having the advantage to losing it again with the death on the Pangolier. He has the mind back. He could get in maybe, but Benny, he has another life to work with. Even if they focus him down just once, he could come back, but where's the rest of his team to help him out here? Fives on the back line. He can't offer anything. They're surrounding the Wraith King, the Spectre, all the illusions. It's not enough for Benny. He will fall, and now only the Grimstroke lives.
Yeah, and they're keeping Heiko. I guess it's the guy that deserves the merit of how the team fight went so well for them. Guaranteeing the Roach with that stun. Such a great stun. Again, Balrogs seems like they sleep on point a bit on the Roach time. Coritiba was able to take it fast. And having like a Spectre with 4.5k Aegis, you have to ignore her. But if you ignore her, he just gonna wipe your entire team. And that's what Mini did.
Yeah, and I mean, that first initiation, right, stopping anyone from getting into the Roach pit, that was so clutch for them. It looks like Fives will give his life before the game ends here. Valiant attempt by the Grimstroke. But yeah, that stun started off, and then the next stun in the Roach pit to lock in the Wraith King, forcing that buyback for the first time. And Heiko is just, he's playing out of his mind this game.
Yeah, I guess he's the MVP, but really well played for the entire Coritiba team. Felt like they lost track of the game at one point, but two clutch Roaches, and like Roach means so much. And if you are the better team at the Roach team fight, that makes you win the game. I guess that was the point of the game. they did way better. Roche, and I guess it also on that point is like a team merit, of course, and a lot on the captain, because you need a great captain to shot call this type of things. So yep, really props to Coritiba on finding that victory.
Absolutely. And well, we are going to be right back here. Very exciting game number 1. A lot of back and forth here, you can see on the graph. So we'll see if game number 2 brings us much of the same, or maybe Coritiba able to show their strength a little bit more and come out with a 2-0. We'll be right back with more South American DPC Div 2 action, so stick around.